Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is just a recap of the race that took place at Goodwood race circuit. So it was a standard distance duathlon, so most of my race recaps will be about my standard distance duathlon races that I sign up for in preparation for the European Championships, which will be taking place in September in Bilbao, Spain. So travel to the race venue was smooth. It was just over 2 hours to get there, so not much of a hassle to get there. So on arrival, got there, wrecked my bike, prepared my transition, made sure I knew where I was located, because the last thing that you want is to run into transition and run past your bike or run out to someone else's bike and you appear like you're trying to steal it during the event. So anyway, wrecked my bike, noted where I was, asked the marshals where the mounting point was, because those are important. If you miss those, you get a penalty or get disqualified depending on the rules of the competition. So I wrecked my bike, got my nutrition set up, got my shoes set up, and everything was set to go. So the gun went off and it was a interesting field of athletes, so there was a lot of heavy hitters there as well. Took off, and first the guy was up front really went for it. So the best thing to do in such cases is not to get carried away. You stick to your race plan, because there'll always be someone who's faster and there'll be always someone who's fitter. So you just have to race according to your strategy and stick to your plan and stick to your guns. So on the run, it was a 2-lap run around the race circuit. So ran around. So most of the run I spent it with 2 other athletes. So we pretty much ran together because we're running more or less at the same pace. So what happens in these events is when you take off as a mass, in a mass start, you are bound to find people that are running at the same pace as you are. So you tend to stick together and, push each other around the course, because there's no point trying to hammer your way out of that small group. So it was just 3 of us. Went around the track twice, and then when we got to transition, managed to have a quick transition. I was really pleased with myself. I remember I said this. On the day I'm gonna have the fastest transition, if any. If I don't win the race, I'm getting the fastest transition. That I'm guaranteeing you, because I've practiced. Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thanks. So yeah, that was my transition. It was quick, and I'm glad that I stuck to my promise. So I did say, if I'm not going to win, I'm going to have a fast transition, and I did have that. So the other experience that I had during the ride, something that I'd never experienced before, of course, the wind. I do ride outside and you do get wind, but riding in that circuit had a different kind of wind. It was an open aerodrome and the wind was intense, so to speak, maybe because I wasn't used to it. So it was something that I took notes on, and I was like, okay, so now something to improve on is to make sure that I practice riding my bike in the wind and not to ride your bike always on the table, because you miss out on these elements. It sounds obvious and common sense that you have to ride outside because you race outside and not on a table, but you miss out on those things and you forget. So that was one thing that I took note of. So I got off the bike for my second run. I really felt strong, and stronger than I've ever felt since I started doing duathlons. At first I used to get off the bike and feel as if my legs were not mine, but I felt my legs quickly strengthened up and I was able to run quite well. I was really pleased with myself. So the people that passed me on the bike, there was 3 people that passed me on the bike and I didn't see them. So the bike was 10 laps. Forgot to mention that the bike was 10 laps around the track. So back to the run. So on the run, I passed the 3 people that were in front of me, and I was chuffed with myself. I was really pleased. It was wonderful to actually put out such a performance, and I'm happy to say that I was a better athlete than I was in the previous race. So I can see the improvements, and when I spoke to my coach was like, yeah, the improvements are starting to come up, and there's still more improvements to unlock, because bike handling skills are also another skill that I have to work on, and also working on my TT position, because I didn't really feel comfortable. So I went back to my bike fitter for a follow-up. And bike fitting is a process. It's not just an event. It doesn't happen once. So we realized that I had to change my seat, and I had to also change my clip-on aero bars. It was a wonderful experience, because after that I felt one with the machine. I felt like I was connected to the machine, and I can't describe the feeling, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So that was the race experience, and those were the lessons learned. And so my next race is at St. Neots on the 6th of August, on a Saturday. So it'll be a standard distance duathlon. I've already done a course recce of that race, and so it's going to be a fast race, because it's also going to be a qualifier for next year's European Championships. So I'm sure a lot of heavy hitters will be coming out to play. So it will be fun to actually see where I rank when racing against the best of the best, so to speak. So all this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the support of my friends and my family, who are always there cheering me on, because their support is really important, and it pushes me to work hard. And also thanks to my sponsor, Sunwise. They've really taken a shot and came on board and decided to join in my journey and to support my journey by supplying sports sunglasses for me. And these are affordable sunglasses. If you are in need of any sports sunglasses, I would recommend you visit Sunwise. I'll put the link to their website in the description below, and their sunglasses are affordable, and you don't have to break the bank to have good sunglasses to enjoy your race. So till next time, cheers.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.